All right, guys, what is going on today? Today we are talking about turkeys. Now, how can you make one of these dudes at home? That's what we're here to talk about. You're gonna start by taking your paper. And we need to look at the shapes that we're working with. We need to make 7 shapes for these feathers, 7 or 8. We'll do 8. We need 8 of these. And then you're gonna cut around each of them. Additionally, we see you have a triangle, a little gobbler, and 2 eyeballs. Additionally, you're gonna need a triangle, a gobbler, and then 2 eyeballs. So 8 of these. 2. 3. 4. We have these. Color them orange, red, purplish. We can remember, you can color before you cut them out. So you can use crayons or colored pencils or marker or whatever you have. You do not need construction paper for this project. You can just color in fully. Don't worry about going outside of the lines because we're going to cut them out. It does not matter. You can use marker. If you use marker on a big area like here, your paper might get kind of wet. Tougher to cut depending on what kind of paper you're using. I know you guys just have whatever paper you have at home, and you get what you get. You don't throw a fit, and that's what we're working with. So not a huge deal. In terms of cutting, well, let's color a couple more and then we'll cut. And I'm just going to show you how to cut a couple of these, and then you can figure out the rest on your own. So a nice broad stroke. Don't leave any areas white on the edges. That's why we're just going right over that edge. It does not matter how clean you're coloring. You just want to color nice and fill in completely. See, nice even lines. It looks pretty good. So when we're cutting, a lot of you younger guys know, I like to just cut out the basic shapes first. And then once I've cut out my basic shapes, I'll get into actually cutting out the fine lines. So here we have a triangle. It's easiest to keep your scissors straight and then move the piece of paper. That's what I find. You might find it not to be the case, but I think that is the easiest thing to do because moving these around, we're not getting a nice straight line to cut. We have our piece, we put it to the side. Look at this feather. Now this down here is going to be behind our bird. If you look here, see it's behind. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like. You can see that I didn't cut completely to the end there. Same thing here. We're just going to go, once again, my scissor hand, I'm right-handed, so scissors are in my right, stays pretty straight. I'm not really moving that much. What I'm doing is guiding with my left hand. And that's going to help us have better craft. And I'm also using very small cuts. I'm not lifting these giant open and then trying to cut down and cut a bunch off at once. the smaller your cuts, the more you're going to be able to curve and shape this. And if I go a little bit off my track here, like that, you just pick right back up and continue again. Very small cuts. The better this looks with your craft for a project like this is going to be your coloring and your cutting. The better your turkey is going to look, and the more your mom's going to want hanging on that fridge, maybe. One good looking feather, turkey gullet, beak. Let's get this gobbler. Now this is probably going to be the toughest thing that you have to cut. Right, if it's not perfect. I know you guys are not professional artists yet. Maybe you will be when you grow up. Who knows? We can be anything that we want to be. You just need to work at it. So, something like this. Kind of sits off to the side. Same with cutting out our eyeballs. So we have one sheet. It's going to have 2 feet, 8 feathers, an eye, a beak, and a gobbler. The next page that we have to deal with, it's going to take 2 pieces of paper, maybe 3 from you. We'll see how it goes. The next page is going to have a body, a head, and 2 wings. So it is going to have a body, a head, and 2 wings. So this is what your second page is going to look like. Body, head, wing, wing. For that, we're going to do a little design on his belly right here. I like to do the design first because then we go back in with that brown crayon, and it is not really possible for you to make a design in marker once you've already done it in crayon. So we just go in. We think about how we're laying down that color. It does not need to be super dark. These wings look nice if they're really dark and nice. His body can be a lighter color. Just a nice brown, looking good. Same thing over here. So this entire page can pretty much be brown. I wouldn't color the whole thing brown because you're wasting your crayon if you do that, but totally available to go over. When I'm doing something like a wing, I like to think about the direction. Like birds usually have feathers on their wings that go like this. I don't like going against the grain. Just help it make it look a little bit more natural. Looks like I got a piece of paper strap, yeah, underneath there. And that will happen if you're not on a smooth surface. You'll get little bumps. And we can do stuff with that. Maybe in the future we want these bumps. We want to play with them and do something kind of funky. We'll play with that in the future, maybe. some people do that intentionally, and it's called a rubbing. So then we are gonna cut these out, and then whatever you have at home to attach them, if you have a glue stick, that's awesome. If you have just tape, I did mine with a lot of tape back here, don't tell anybody. But we're gonna create a turkey. So it's easiest to turn your body backwards and then line these up evenly. So body, line these up evenly, getting about as low as you can get on the back. Then wings go in the front, and they just need to cover up the feather. So your feathers go down to here, wings slide right in front, boom. Turkey. Everybody does a turkey project for the holidays, right? So we did our thankful project, we're doing our turkey project, and then we are gonna get right into some wintry projects and keep this year moving along. Thank you guys, Mr. Stevenson here. Have a great day. Bye.